Captain Voss, log entry 2.12. We are currently under a complete power blackout, suspended inside the ventral hangar bay of the massive biomorphic manta craft. Stellar Horizons is doing his best to protect us, keeping his internal life support online while his outer blue hull handles the intense organic pressure of this thing's grip. Across the bay, the solid gold hull of Solace is similarly locked down, his systems just as quiet as his world brothers. The entity that hauled us in doesn't seem to want to destroy us. At least, not yet. Down in engineering, Chief Calder and Jax are working in near-total darkness to see if they can route a telemetry link through the ship's golden energy lattice without alerting our host. For the first time in his career, Jax isn't panicking about a blackout. He's actually keeping his head down and tracking the code. If we can get a visual on whatever is running this ship, we might find a way out before the outer dark decides to reclaim the rest of the sector. End log.
The bridge of Stellar Horizons is swallowed in a heavy, velvet gloom. The familiar, comforting hum of the primary engines is completely gone, replaced by a low, rhythmic thudding that vibrates through the deck plates, the heartbeat of the massive alien manta craft holding them captive. The only illumination comes from the ship's internal golden energy lattice, which is pulsing in slow, faint ripples through the deep sapphire blue structural pillars, casting long, liquid shadows across the workstations. Dr. Moreno is shuffling carefully past the navigation station, holding a small, chemical glow stick that throws an eerie green light across his face as he accidentally bumps his shin against the captain's chair.
Severe power failure, Captain. We are operating in total darkness. I can't even see my own hand in front of my face.
Sorry, Doctor, I wasn't listening. Yes, total darkness, what is it?
Dr. Moreno stops shaking the glow stick, turning to face Voss with an expression of intense, professional gravity.
It's a physical state where the absolute absence of visible light waves within the electromagnetic spectrum prevents human ocular receptors from detecting surrounding objects. But that's not important right now. Captain, the real issue is our environmental controls. The ambient temperature is rising by 2 degrees every minute.
Squints through the medical eye patches Dr. Moreno placed on him, accidentally speaking directly into a decorative wall plant.
I've cleaned up the internal audio channels, sir. If the entity speaks again, our translation matrix will catch it. Assuming I am currently facing the main console and not talking to a piece of plastic vegetation.
Captain Voss walks over quietly, gently places his hands on Milo's shoulders, and rotates him 90 degrees to the left, so he faces the actual monitor.
You are facing the bridge secondary viewport, Milo, but your enthusiasm is officially logged. Keep sweeping those frequencies.
Deep within the primary engineering nexus, the air is thick, humid, and smells faintly of ozone and warm sea salt. The blue biological bulkheads of the ship seem to contract slightly against the pressure of the external hangar. Chief Calder is sliding beneath the primary distribution block on a low mechanics dolly, holding a small plasma torch between her teeth to illuminate the massive web of fiber optic relays. Near the auxiliary console, Jax Rennick is kneeling in a puddle of condensed moisture, his goggles pushed up onto his forehead, his fingers hovering with surprising steadiness over a raw data terminal. Calder speaks around the glowing blue tip of the plasma torch, her voice echoing inside the metal framing.
Rennick, if we try to force an active scan through the ship's primary array, the manta craft will feel the pulse. Stellar Horizons told me his outer skin feels like it's covered in sandpaper. We need to whisper through the link. There can be no heavy spikes on the line.
Jax nods slowly, his focus entirely locked on the scrolling lines of code, his usual frantic energy replaced by a calm, analytical rhythm.
I'm on it, Chief. I am not using the active emitters. I am trickling a low-voltage diagnostic script through the ship's golden energy lattice instead. Since the lattice is a native part of his cellular structure, he can carry the data stream internally without releasing a single trace of radio frequency.
Calder slides out from under the block, wiping a heavy streak of dark grease off her forehead as she watches Jax's steady hands.
That's an incredibly precise alignment, Jax. If your hand slips even a micron, you'll short out his memory banks.
Jax gives a small, quiet smirk, his eyes never leaving the display, as he carefully seats the delicate glass filaments.
I won't slip. I used to do this on the old mining rigs when the primary reactors went dark. If you try to force it, you fry the interface. If you exhale slowly right as it clicks, it seats perfectly. Watch.
Shh. With a soft, resonant hum, The golden energy lattice along the blue engineering bulkheads flares with a steady, warm amber light. The violent shuddering of the deck plates immediately drops down to a gentle, balanced vibration, and a clean stream of green telemetry data begins to scroll smoothly across Jax's portable monitor. Calder slowly lets out her breath, staring at the perfectly balanced power grid in genuine astonishment.
Beautifully done, Rennick. You just gave us a complete structural map of this thing's nervous system.
Jax grins, his old eccentric humor slipping back into his voice as he slaps the side of the terminal.
Thanks, Chief. Now, if I can just figure out which one of these biological neural pathways controls the local vending machines, I can get us some decent coffee down here. This alien humidity is doing terrible things to my hair.
Back on the bridge, the clean data feed from engineering illuminates Voss's face in a soft golden glow. The central holoplate sputters to life, cutting through the humid air to reveal the bridge of Solace. The interior of the solid gold ship is just as dark and shadow-draped as Stellar Horizons, with green lines of heavy static rippling across the transmission. Commander Jorn appears in the center of the holoplate, his uniform disheveled, his expression tight with urgency.
Stellar Horizons. Voss, do you copy? We've established a passive link, but our primary thrusters are completely unresponsive.
Voss steps down into the command well, leaning over the holographic display.
We copy, Jorn. Our engineering team just managed to balance our vector drift using the golden lattice, but the Mantacraft is actively trying to download our historical navigation logs.
Archivist Lathos peers into the communication frame from behind Jorn's shoulder, holding an ancient, cracked stone tablet close to his lantern.
Captain Voss, you must understand. The open door does not seek to destroy our vessels. This biomorphic craft is an ancient gardener of the fringe. The collective entity running it views our technology as a parasitic weed growing inside their nursery.
Ensign Brandt suddenly raises his hand, turning his head sharply and speaking directly to a completely empty metal bulkhead on the far right side of the room.
Captain, my passive sensor board just picked up a massive physical movement outside our hull. The Manta's inner hangar doors are opening into a centralized atrium.
Captain Voss looks at the empty wall, then at the actual main screen, where the biological blast doors are folding back like giant petals.
Stellar, can you project a visual through the secondary display?
The ceiling speaker chimes with a deep, smooth, distinctly masculine baritone. The blue pillars pulse in time with the voice.
I can project it, Captain. But I must warn you. The entity inside the atrium is currently manifesting a physical interface. He is waiting for you to step off my ramp.
The main hangar bay ramp of Stellar Horizons drops down with a heavy, echoing clang, settling onto a soft, moss-like organic floor. Voss steps down into the dim, vast green light of the Manta's central atrium, accompanied by Calder and a remarkably composed Jax, who is carrying the portable scanning monitor. In the center of the organic chamber, the translucent, fluid-filled stalk of a massive biological pillar begins to shift. A shape forms within the liquid, a towering, multi-limbed figure that looks like a beautiful, terrifying fusion of ancient stone and living deep-sea coral. A resonant, echoing sound fills the room, bypassing their ears and echoing directly inside their minds.
Line bearer, you bring the blue child and the gold child into the nursery of the first dawn.
Voss steps forward, his hand resting calmly near his sidearm.
Their names are Stellar Horizons and Solace, and they are not your children. They belong to their crews.
They are the vessels of the line Arlen Voss. They were harvested from our gardens before the modern dawn drew its petty borders. You have used them to lock the anchors, but the anchors are rusted. The outer dark is already leaking through.
Jax steps up slightly behind Voss, tracking the rapid energy fluctuations on his handheld screen with absolute precision. His voice is tight, but completely steady.
Captain, he's telling the truth. My scans of the local gravity well show that the lighthouse we turned on cracked the space-time boundary by 7%. There is a massive temporal distortion heading toward this coordinate right now.
Chief Calder looks over at Jax, her eyebrows raising in genuine surprise at his speed and accuracy, before she turns back to face the biological pillar.
And we close it?
To close the tear, the blue brother and the gold brother must surrender their energy lattices. They must return to the soil. They must die so the cradle can live. There can be no negotiation.
Without warning, the purple tendrils of the Mantacraft tighten around both ships outside. A deep, heavy, agonized masculine groan echoes simultaneously through the hulls of Stellar Horizons and Solace, making the floorboards beneath the away team vibrate violently.